Diksha. Welcome to the Women in Marketing show. So, how are you feeling today?
Hi, Akathma. I'm feeling great today, and thank you so much for calling me for this channel.
I'm glad. I'm glad. So, yeah, just to start off, to me and to our audience here, I just want to I want you to start off on telling us brief about your career path and how did you start off, what led to the other, and what are you doing right now. So, whatever you can tell about your career path and stuff. We'll start off with that. Yeah.
Sure. So to highlight, I was not very bright child in starting of my schooling, but gradually I picked up. I understand the importance of education, and I think that's the thing which can bring good to me and to my life. So I realized it in very early of my life when I was in sixth and seventh standard, and since then I was really focused. I was seeing people around me in my family, how they're growing, how what's their lifestyle. I wanted to achieve like that. And I think every person brings up the motivation and vision from the people around them. So that's how I got very straightforward. And somehow, for instance, childhood, I like to talk about business finances a lot. So I was pretty confused that whether I'm going to go into finance field or in marketing field or business field. And by the time I started my college and everything was crystal clear that I wanted to do business administration, and I did that. Applying for the top institute, obviously for IIM from outside India, but I landed up into the Pune University, which was not bad, I guess. It was good enough, a government university, and I learned a lot from there. So that's how my journey started. And since MBA, I did a lot of internships because I think that's one takeaway which I can give to your audience straight away in the first question is every person should do a lot of internships, a lot of work experience they should gain by the time they leave their education cycle. And I did that. I did little later in my life. I did when I was in MBA, but a lot of people started doing since the 11th and 12th. So that's one thing because of which I landed up into a e-commerce sector. I landed up into the marketing by exploring different internship. So I saved my time over there. I did not waste it in realizing which career path is best for me. I already did that during my internships. So yeah, that's my career. That's how I get into the marketing. And then I switched the job. I started my own marketing agency and solopreneur. I get into the international market for doing performance marketing, specifically Facebook ads, paid social, Facebook, Google, TikTok. And yeah, gradually I learned other platforms also. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now, and that's how career journey is.
That's awesome. So, for you, I could see that you have very clear from the at least from the mid school, you are clear about your what you want to do, kind of thing. By the time you started your degree, you are clear. For me, it is opposite. I did my engineering just because everyone are doing engineering and stuff. Like every other Telugu, I also have done my engineering. And after engineering, I realized, okay, this is not for me. I have to figure out something else. And that's how I landed into entrepreneurship and stuff. Yeah, but it's a different thing. Everything has its own advantage and disadvantage. I don't deny or I don't regret I did engineering because I coming from a tech background that helped me a lot in marketing. That's what I feel. So coming to that, I see that you're also into finance and this thing. So it's more of an analytical head in marketing than the creative side, I believe. Because I see there's a
Yeah.
stark difference between people in the marketers, especially. Either they'll be totally into the creative side of marketing or totally into the analytical side of marketing. I'm into analytical
Right.
side more than the creative side. So
Yeah.
is it the same with you like that? I'm assuming.
Yeah, actually, this also I realized in very starting of my career when in till eighth standard we have this drawing class, and it used to add 30 marks to our overall report
Hmm.
card. And I was not able to make even that. I used to pass my sheet to my friend, and she used to make it in the exams. So yeah, I was so happy after its eighth standard that there will be no drawing classes and no drawing exam. So I realized very earlier that I'm zero in creativity. But I know that my minds work really sharply when it comes to analytical things and how
Yeah.
to do things in the faster way. I can do multitasking, and I think that's the benefit. all the women have this ability to do multitasking things,
Yeah.
and I also possess that. So yeah.
I can relate to it. I can totally relate to it. And also I can say this analytical head and logical head is works like a spark compared to the creative thing. Yeah. It is
Yeah.
for me too.
Akatma, go
uh,
well is like, just a moment.
so so if people noticed I paused the recording for a minute because she's multitasking as a married woman, she's multitasking with 10 things handling aside. Right. Getting back. So, growing up years will definitely have an impact on our career choices. Like how you said, you saw your other members in the family achieving something and you got motivated and started being focused on your education and stuff like that. So, and also, you grew up in a much picturesque city, Dehradun. You were born in the foothills and the valleys and stuff. So, tell us something about your little bit of your childhood, the motivations or the impacts it happened, or the city life, the and also it's British roots, something more interesting that side of it. Yeah, we want to see that side of you as well. Yeah.
Definitely. So everybody knows how beautiful Dehradun is, but they don't know what feeling we have living over there.
Mhm.
Yes, so everybody know that Dehradun is really beautiful, but they don't know what is the feeling of living there in Dehradun. And I think Dehradun played major role in giving me visions, giving me this goals to life, because people over there are very, I would say, that's more of a people there are already retired. They already have a lot of money. They have done they are into high post into army or navy, and retired people are living there, and everybody knows what's the lifestyle of the high officials getting retired. So when you see such, I would say very hot old age women, and you wish to become that. Okay, one day I will also do that. Like I will also have that kind of appearance, that kind of language, intellect. So that's very different compared to normal life. And Dehradun is filled with such people, such crowd. And to that, their children are also like that. There most of the children are NRIs, or they are studying into big great schools. So that is the inspiration which I came from. And we have a lot of, like, all these schools in Dehradun are set up by Britishers. All these schools are more than 75 to 80 years old. Most of them, most of the great schools, and being studying into such school, and having that environment gives you different kind of energy, and different kind of vibes. And I have been into that vibes, and it gave me goals. So yeah, that's the thing.
Wow. So from now, Dehradun for me is motivation. It will culturally people there. I understand culturally people there, though they're like high achievers. That's what I see now. It has. So
Yes.
yeah. So now if I visit Dehradun by any chance, it'll be like wow. I see with that vision of it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Definitely, that does have an impact and stuff. Yeah,
Definitely. Like all my teachers in the schools are like that are coming from that background. And when you hear such things,
yeah,
you see that it definitely motivates you.
yeah, yeah. And I also relate to that. Retiring or like at that certain age, I should be graceful, intellect, and carry that grace as a woman. Yeah, yeah, I can totally relate to that too. Yeah, that makes yeah, right. So it's been like 5 years you're into 7 years into this career, like
Yeah, it's been 7 plus 8 years. Yeah, full time.
7 plus 8 years.
I started.
Wow, cool. That's nice. So, any memorable achievements in your career which you would like to share with us? Like maybe we have seen this with the client or this trajectory growth, something to inspire the marketing minds.
So see, every moment is a challenge, and when you are through to that challenge, that's not a challenge. You laugh at it. Oh, that I was
Yeah.
considering that as challenge. So that happens. So I won't say I don't have any past memory where I did awesome job, but recently only, like, I got this client from Shark Tank. That's a Shark Tank funded client, and this Shark Tank business was sold to multiple people, and now it came to my client, and I grew up that business from, I started with 5,000, and right now this month we are going to achieve 100K within 3 months.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and I was also like, is this me? Did I take this job? I'm at some sky right now, so it's doing awesome.
Don't doubt yourself, Diksha. Don't doubt yourself. Because when I was talking to a lot of other women entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, I always see this thing that we'll be very, very humble with our achievements. I'm sure in this past 8 years, you might have done definitely small or big, small achievements, maybe, but we are too humble to recognize them or too humble to say that, okay, this might be not a big thing to say that a big achievement or something like that. I often,
Exactly.
very often see that. So don't doubt yourself. Anytime you have done it, you have something big
Yeah.
in your record right now. So yeah, that's wonderful thing. So yeah,
For
Shark
me,
Tank.
when we achieved it already, it seems like, oh, it's done and
Yeah,
dusted. Keep it, just keep it quiet and let's achieve for the another
yeah,
milestone.
yeah. That humble thing. It comes. I see this a lot in a lot of women entrepreneurs. Maybe I think this is one of our nature, like multitasking. This is also one of our nature and stuff. Yeah, yeah. But you started as a solo entrepreneur. Though you have a team right now, building your team. Have like anyone helping you out?
Yeah, I am building my team, but currently I don't hire anybody full time because I don't want to take that risk, at least now, because things are getting dull already by VAs, and a lot of
Yeah,
other, like, process of building a company is changing after Corona period.
totally.
So I would say, yes, I'm a Corona born entrepreneur. I started my own Shopify store, then I started my own agency, then I ran my own ads, like marketing months ad, first time in the first Corona periods. I remember all those. I'm very short, started just now entrepreneur. So, and I think I don't need to get into those old kind of company building style
Setups.
where you
Yeah,
have full-time employees and all those things. So for now, I have a lot of VAs. I have around 10 to 15 VAs based in India, based out of India. According to my project requirement, if project is in US, I hire my VA from US. So everything is set up, but I just hire according to the contract basis.
that's cool. So I remember it's been for me like more than about 9 years I started my company.
Hmm.
Most of my 9 years of most of it, like maybe I should say 7 or 6 or 7 years, I'm solo entrepreneur. So I
Oh,
can totally relate to it. Even now, I have very small team, like 2, 3 people, and it's completely virtual. So yeah, as you said, the way we are constructing or the way we are going with our businesses or setting up our agencies is the whole culture or whole setup process is completely changing, and it's
yeah.
liberating. I feel it's more liberating because the risk factor is very minimal. We are trying to reduce the risk factor there, so that I feel is liberating. Yeah,
Yes, I know many agencies who are doing 200K USD per month, and they're completely virtual. 200 people working there and they're virtually working. So
yeah,
I think I don't need to buy an office space and bring them to office, all those
totally.
stuff.
I'm
Being
totally
into
with
this
it.
industry, not
Yeah,
commenting on any other niche, but yeah,
yeah,
into digital marketing, we definitely do
yeah.
that.
Absolutely. So, but being a solo entrepreneur, it is wearing many hats, doing multiple things
Yeah,
at a time. So, the roles and
yes,
responsibilities. Basically, what I feel is my mind has to shift from different things at a time. It's not just on the
right,
projects I'm handling, but also the back end activities, admin activities. I have to shift from different things.
right,
From getting it's not just about recruiting or contractors. From the sales side to execution to management, everything we have to handle, a lot of things. So, of course, our multitasking capability comes in here with full force and stuff. But still, do you
yeah.
have any takeaways or any recommendations to other women solo entrepreneurs saying that you can do it? This phase will be like this or something like that.
Yeah, so till last year, everything was very smooth. I was not grabbing a lot of clients. I was grabbing few clients, maybe 4 to 5, which are high-paying clients. So I was able to afford that. But now I'm looking to grow it like multi-figure in agency. So I have to change entire strategy. I have to change the things which I was doing previous year or the year before. So I face a lot of difficulty. At the end of the day, I have this habit of analyzing what I did in the entire day, how productive my day was, and what is the planning for the next day. I do it very frequently, every day almost. So I realized that, oh, this is left, that is left. I have not done this. The repercussion I used to think of that, oh, I have not done the outreach. There's no sale. There's no appointments now. So these issues happen. I did very simple job after a while. I just sat somewhere into quiet and I think about it. And the solution was very simple. I just prepared Excel. Earlier, I used to do diaries and all to plan out my day, but that was not happening because number of tasks have increased right now. And obviously, if you're planning one task, it cannot be done tomorrow itself. So we have to give certain time range to do it. So I prepared an Excel. I just planned everything there. I planned the columns there, like email marketing, all these tasks. Uh, Another thing, like client delivery, all these tasks, which one to assign, what time it has been. So I just organized my thing, and it was pretty clear that what things have to happen there. So I think this is very important, not only for entrepreneurs, but for college people also, for interns also. They should know specifically in which task how much time is invested and how much time they have planned. That way they can increase their productivity, and a lot of things will be sorted after that. And I am very satisfied after doing this.
Cool. So you developed your own method of organizing your stuff and own method of. So I kind of use time blocking for few activities. Like that, you
Mhm.
also have developed your own method of processes or method of organizing your day or work-life balance, maybe we can say and stuff. But again, coming to that point, work-life balance is also very tricky for solo entrepreneurs. Like how you said,
Yeah.
like I have to take one year will be around looking, or one part of my mind will be going around the house, like what is what to be done and stuff and like that. And
Right.
also there's a lot of think about we get overwhelmed with the amount of work, or we overdo the work kind of thing, and so there is very less self care or handling time with for ourselves or personal life, or how do you manage all
Right.
this, especially when you saw a shift from recently getting married and shift with a lot of responsibilities coming to your side and all that.
Right. Yeah, and it's an emotional change also. Like I got married last year in May, and it was kind of a difficult marriage. Like I got into love marriage, and families were not ready, so there was already an emotional shift. And to that, obviously, my business was affected tremendously. There was months where I did not make any revenue, but I was calm. Like I knew that I have caliber, and this is a period, and I was already trained by my elders for this. Like my all the elders in my family are working, my female elders, so they already trained me for this period, and I think that helped me a lot. Like my mindset was done. Otherwise, I might have got tumbled. Like what is happening? That's one thing. Secondly, like previously I was only into work. I have never went into the kitchen. I have never done dusting of the house, or any household chores. But after this, everything has to be done. I have to wash my own clothes and all. So I am not from very rich family, or but I was in too much into work, and everything was handled by my mom, so I was very pampered. And also I'm a late child. I have a elder siblings. I've never gone through anything. My sole focus was only to work and gain some money and fame, and do something in my life. But after marriage, everything changed. So it was a challenge, and I think I'm still going through it, like waking early in the morning, because my husband into stock market, so his work start 9 a.m. and I am a
Yeah.
late waker. Like I just wake around 12 or 1 p.m. in the afternoon, because all my clients are sitting outside, so I have to work late night. So I am still going through that transition, and I think I I am not a perfect person right now to tell or teach anyone about it, because I'm still through to it. Maybe in next video I will be in better position.
No, 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 don't worry. See, this I feel everyone are learning, and it changes with phases. So, women's life, and we all see many pauses at different phases of our life. So, maybe you start with marriage, you pause there, and then later on, maybe the kids, maybe their education or something, some other priorities keeps changing and stuff. So in
Right.
my case, I have elderly father with whom his health conditions and my career pauses will be around that, phased around that. So yeah, so there is definitely there are so many dependencies and stuff in that. So I say, see, how you have figured out and organizing an Excel sheet and planning out things and stuff, you will soon figure out how to do this as well and balance this as well. I'm very sure about it. Yeah.
But I have made one thing very clear that obviously we need to scale up our businesses, but I have not compromised on my personal life for sure. That's for
Mm.
sure. That's I'm very sure on. I do not cook. That's different thing. But I do wake up in the morning at 7:30 now just to
Yeah.
see off my husband, and I do give when he comes back from office like around 5:30. That's when my brain start working because it is trained in a way since childhood. I always work during the evenings and night, but I take a pause for an hour or a half, just give him snacks, spend some time with him, and then restart the work. So I did one cunning job over here. So when he comes to office, I have forced him to start his own coaching classes, and now he's also working with me. So things have become easier. So
That's
after
awesome.
1.5, he's also working, I'm also working. Earlier he was not working, so it was difficult for me to work. So we both are working.
Yeah, but I like how you put it. Like I did a cunning job there. No, no, but you actually
Yeah,
acted smart. You did a smart job there.
so
You're
it's good
also
for him.
bringing in extra income through that to the family. But again, you managed it well. Yeah, definitely.
So it's good for both of us for the start for later in the life, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
also enjoying that. He don't feel that I'm wasting my evenings. He's also being
Uh,
really productive.
sure. So coming back uh, and start the recording. So yeah, so coming back to the marketing discussions and stuff. So as you said, you have got a lot of international clients and stuff. So I am sure that's still a dream for a lot of Indian marketers, yeah, to get some international clients and stuff. So how did you try to get into that market, or how did you get your visibility or brand, your personal brand in there, and get so throw some light on it, so some of the marketers will get some path to it. Yeah.
Sure. So I'll just start from where I started. So I worked in an e-commerce brand based in Bangalore, and I think these are the reason why I'm a big fan of South Indians. They have such a great intellect, and everything is perfect for them. So, yeah. So my mentors were there, like they were my managers into the startup, and they were too much into the international marketing. Like they had all their clients, they were doing affiliate marketing. They know a lot about dark web and this that, they know everything about marketing. So I learned a lot within that 1.5 years from them, and I started my first client with $10 on Fiverr hour. So when I remember that, and today's sometimes billing goes up to 10k dollars. So the journey is huge from $10 to 10k dollars. It's a huge difference. So I still remember that, and I started with Fiverr hour. Gradually I understood that Fiverr hour is not sufficing my hunger to get more clients and better huge clients. So I shift to Upwork. But during that transition, the smaller client from Fiverr came back to me because of my services, and they were huge by the time they coming back to me, and they're ready to pay the fees I want to charge. And their business were growing up, their business were booming. So that's how I was getting more clients through referral, through providing better service to the smaller client. And Upwork itself do not provide huge client. It's like mid kind of client, and I was taking those clients. Now these clients are also coming back with the suffice amount of payment. That's how the journey was going. But gradually I stopped taking smaller clients, and I think that's when this thing hit me, and my clientele become lesser. And I understand that I need to take smaller client, as well as I need to go for certain approaches where I will directly contacting bigger client. So I started my outreaching method, I started email marketing, and all those things are going on for now. So one tip, like I think, and I have seen big agencies also do that, that you should have all kind of clients, even if the client is there with $100. Few of my I know few agency owners based in UK. They are huge agency making 300 500k gbp per month, and they are taking 100 $200 client, because you never know what referral they may give, what when they will grow big. You never know, everything started from scratch. So I've adopted that thing from those owners, and that's the benefit of networking, communication, and marketing. You get to learn from the people's mistake, and whatever they have done better, and you adopt it very soon, rather than doing everything yourself, experimenting and then implementing. Yeah, so this is the journey I follow, and That's how I think every marketer or every service owner can start with the international thing. Just start with Fiverr, if not Fiverr, Upwork, and then they can easily get into the international marketing. That's the easiest way. And do a lot of communication, because when you work in an international market you need to have gist of their culture. Like if you're working in UK, you should know what they like they like to talk a lot about soccer and footballs, and in America they want to talk a lot about Marvel movies and DCs. So it's important to have that outside work bond also, so they can feel that okay, this person is among us only, he's not coming from alien world. So I think I adopted that a lot. I do not have a lot of knowledge, but I managed to talk about the personal stuff. One major difference I see between Indian clients or when I communicate with the Indian people and outside India is, when you say hi, we just say hi and then we, start communication. But when you say hi to any international or maybe from UK and US, after hi, they just, and you ask, how was your weekend? They tell you entire story, what all you did in the weekend, how it is not the culture over here in India. So you need to get acquainted to how people talk, what kind of answer they are expecting, what word might be rude for them. So, like, Britishers are super humble, super duper humble. That's not the case, I think, from when I speak to US clients. So those kind of differences we have to recognize. Like some words may be rude in some language, some are not. So have to acquaint it. Like Italians are super emotional, so I have to tackle them in the similar way.
Yeah, that's interesting. So each country have their own culture, definitely. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense on how we have to, as you said, like 70% of our entrepreneur's life will be about communication. I will,
Exactly.
how much of a worth of execution or how much of a worth of project or business we make for them, it is all about how we are communicating with them at the end of the day. It's
Exactly. It's just so important. Sometimes they are okay to bear the losses, but if bond is not there, that won't be, possible.
mm,
So
yeah.
bond is very important.
So
And being into virtual world, it plays another level because face to face is different compared to virtual world. So we
yeah,
have to be very on our foots.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So being a solo entrepreneur, you might have. So this is another thing about being a solo entrepreneur. We all have 24 hours a day, and we all have
Mhm.
8 to 10 hours of work day.
Mhm.
So in agency business, scaling up is about having more team members and then taking more projects. So
Right.
being one or two people, we are limited with number of projects, and hence we will be limited with the amount of work or the limited with the number of projects we get or how much work we can take, kind of thing. So, what is your idea of scaling up as a business owner?
Yeah, so I would say I am too timid to answer this question because I'm not too big agency for now. I'm still growing, but my strategy is going to be again surrounding by that. I'm going to look after top view like strategies, marketing, and sales and bonding part. I am going to do. I'm not going to deliver it to someone else. At least in next 2 years, I think I can manage that for now to have a personal bond with each client. So that's thing. And delivery, project delivery, definitely I have VAs, so they handle the delivery. So that's how I'm
Hmm.
going ahead with the strategy for next year. I'm sure it is going to change after a while, but for now this is working for me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I can definitely
So,
10 meetings in a month, in a week for half an hour to make this bond, and I'm okay to do that.
hmm. So you choose to keep the sales and this thing, sales and bonding and meetings with the client, or being the client face you choose to be, and maybe you're okay to outsource the execution part. So strategy,
Yeah, that's
this thing. Yeah.
definitely people are going to help me for sales part also,
Mm.
but I am not going to compromise for the bonding part at least for next 1 year because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
not that big for now.
It totally makes sense. Yeah. So even that's this is one of my learning too for me in my career. So for longest period of in my this 8 years of my having a company agency and doing this, I'm mostly solo entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So I'm mostly solo. So I could relate to that and say that for me when I wanted to scale up, I realized I need to have team, a team who also can handle clients. So that only that way I can free my time to get new clients and stuff. So when I'm training my team, I also train them on time management. I also train them on how to communicate with the clients and stuff and all that. I am there right now in that phase, still trying to figure out how to train my team, how to set up the SOPs, how to set up the processes and stuff. So they'll be both doing the execution as well as the client management to some level, not fully, but to some level.
So
Yeah.
again, this is the benefit of hiring a VAs. When you hire a VA, they are my all VAs are extremely experienced. Because I'm into marketing field and they're already working with international clients, so I don't have to face this. They can manage weekly reports very well, maybe much better than me because they're already like super duper hits. So this is the challenge which I have jumped through because I'm hiring a lot of experts without, and obviously it's international, like I'm getting international payments honestly, so I'm able to pay more to my clients, to my VAs sitting in India, so they are also satisfied and I'm also satisfied, so there this gap is taken away.
Taken. Cool. Yeah, that's nice. So hiring experienced people is also a good one. So I kind of did not hire an experienced people. I mostly I started training them on my way of execution stuff and this all these things. So yeah, this is one tip I can take away, especially VS who already come with some knowledge of reporting systems and everything. So it will be easy for me and stuff. Yeah.
My VAs are
Okay,
like for sure.
that's good. So yeah, so definitely maybe it's time to just close it off. So, but one last question. Very often, we come across many career women encountering challenges like disparities in pay or gender bias or basically glass ceiling stuff kind of thing. These things impact the career trajectories of the women. And
Right.
and also, even being a solo entrepreneur, I have personally faced being a solo entrepreneur 10 years back when I tried to go and network. I could see this different kind of differences or disparities in the gender bias and kind of thing, conversations and stuff. So, bonding, trying to bond with them, like how you told, bonding on their cultural basis and stuff. So, trying to bond with them, showcase my capabilities and stuff, it became a little difficult for me in the beginning, or maybe I'm still learning how to project myself in this thing. But talking to a lot of other women, still I see there is a lot of, there is definitely this glass ceiling and this all this stuff. So what's your take on it? Or you also have seen elders in your family going through these different career trajectories and stuff. So do you have any strategies or you found any effective way to navigate through these hurdles?
Yeah, yes, I think do women do face these challenges, but I have adopted a lot of good points from the people around me. Like the college I was studying in, that's a like no, we know Pune universities have a lot of colleges, and the head of that all the colleges, she's like we used to watch her every day, so I used to see how she's interacting with the employees. She used to interact peon of the college and the head of the departments also, so there's a huge difference. And one thing I realized is you have to stay strong. You cannot show yourself as a weak. That's the major thing. Until and unless you're projecting yourself as a strong woman, no, it doesn't matter you are a woman or a male. All you have to show is that you are strong enough to handle everything, much more than a male member. And I think being a woman, it's always been a plus point for me. So I'm able to convince people very well. So that's always a point. That's why people put a lot of sales in real estate, girls into these sales in real estate and other domains. So we have this ability to negotiate also. So for me, it is kind of a positive rather than negative. And secondly, I think everything is in your mind. So until and unless you have your mindset correct, right, it is not going to work well. So I have never thought of it that being a girl, she's not going to give me the project or anything. I just portray it in another way. Like being a girl, I know how to do multitasking. I know how to manage things, and I just relate. And it happens a lot of time. I just explain to my client that, dude, I am doing multiple things. I do this thing in my personal life. So from where my character is coming, definitely it is going to help in business also because that's in my blood. So that's how I'm able to convince a lot of clients. And I think that's true also. That's not only for convincing. So that's how I've managed my gender thing. And honestly, I've never faced the gender bias thing.
Cool. So yeah. I'm glad we did this. We discussed these points and stuff. So, finally, the closing remarks, like what advice would you have to offer for women who are contemplating to leap into solo entrepreneurship, especially in terms of work-life balance or getting their first clients, initial challenges, like any tips for them?
Yeah, so I would say I am little traditional in this mindset that no matter what, never compromise with your family and your relations. No matter your friend as a friend relation or as a husband, whatever, that comes first, and then gradually, if they actually you will gonna build good relationship, you'll get a lot of time to do on yourself, your own stuff. So after doing that, not compromising with your personal life, you can definitely grow big and organize yourself. That's very important. And have a great vision. If you have a proper vision, everything will fall in place itself. So I think those are the 2 points I would like to portray and give.
Got it. Yeah. So, totally taken, noted. And I feel,
Thank you.
and I think my audience here also will be happy about all this information what they have, and take you as an inspiration for moving forward and stuff. Sure.
I wish
Thank
I wish I have added some great points and it will be beneficial for
you.
the
Did
audience.
you totally did it? Don't worry about it. That's what, again. Don't be too humble. Don't be self doubt and stuff. Be saying that. Yeah, you did it definitely. You have definitely come from a long way from working from the finance background and then being a solo entrepreneur and starting off in the COVID time. So yeah,
Yeah.
and directly jumping into the international clients. There's a lot of achievements in your cap, so nothing to worry about it. So
Yeah.
that's, yeah. Thank you so much for taking out time, for doing this interview with me and all that. Thank you so much. Looking forward to, maybe in future we'll talk a lot more about you specifically on your Shark Tank project, like how you have come across that this thing in 3 months, the very big leap and jump you gave them and stuff. So
Mhm.
definitely maybe we'll do one more video about it. Yeah.
Sure, sure, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Katma, for calling me.